In this video, we're going to answer the question, what is your shadow self? Many of my potential clients ask what shadow work actually is. Well, let's look into that. What if the parts of you that feel too much, too angry or too needy are actually the keys to your power? Before we go any further, let's name the pain you might be living with right now. You feel stuck in the same arguments, even when you promise yourself you'll stay calm. You swallow your truth to keep the peace, and then you feel resentful or numb afterwards. You overgive at work or at home, and then you crash with guilt, shame, or even exhaustion. You fear being too much, so you shrink or disappear when most people need to speak. You lie awake replaying conversations in your head, second-guessing yourself and bracing for the next hit. Your body keeps the score, a tight jaw, a heavy chest, churning gut, headaches, or even broken sleep. You're tired of apologizing for your needs, your boundaries, and your sensitivity. And here is why shadow work is such a good idea. That is, what it can give you. It gives you a calmer nervous system so your body trusts you again. It gives you clearer boundaries that feel kind, firm, and guilt-free. It gives you self-respect that does not vanish when someone disapproves. It gives you steadier relationships because you respond instead of react. It gives you a clarity in decisions, energy in your day, and honesty in your voice. It gives you the courage to be authentic without abandoning yourself. Today we'll unpack the shadow self in clear, practical language and show you how to meet it safely and kindly so you can grow with confidence. Here's what's coming up in the video. What the shadow really is and isn't. How it forms persona, repression and projection. Signs you're meeting your shadow in daily life. A safe, trauma-aware 5-step starter practice for shadow work. Gentle journaling prompts backed by expressive writing research. HSP and empath notes, plus common pitfalls to avoid. Next steps and resources you can use to start your shadow work journey today. Here's a short client story for you to understand what shadow work is. A client I'll call Sarah for this instance kept clashing with critical colleagues. Through gentle shadow work, she's discovered her own buried self-criticism driving the trigger. Once seen and soothed, the same feedback became usable information, not a personal attack. Her confidence grew because she integrated the part that felt not enough. Projection is a classic sign we're near the shadow, when we dislike in others what we haven't yet made room for in ourselves. Seeing this with compassion reduces reactivity and returns energy to you. When you befriend a disowned part, your nervous system hears this: I am safe with myself. When your body trusts you, life softens. Let's now look at the main parts to shadow work. What is the shadow self? Here's a real clear definition. In Jungian psychology, the shadow is the unconscious side of the personality, traits, impulses, emotions, and potentials we disown to keep our persona clean. It is not only bad qualities, it also includes hidden strengths, which you can call your golden shadow, like creativity, assertiveness, or even joy. This matters because if you only chase the good, you lock away half your power. We are not fighting the shadow, we are retrieving the energy you parked for safety. In Jung's model, meeting the shadow is part of individuation, the lifelong process of becoming more whole by integrating what we've disowned. When we do not recognize these parts, we often project them onto others, seeing in them what we will not face in ourselves. Integration is a key step in individuation, in simple terms, becoming whole. This matters because projection drains your energy, while integration gives you choice, and choice is really freedom. So how the shadow forms? Let's look at a brief overview. The shadow forms from family rules, culture, school, and early social learning that shape what is allowed. We push the rest down. This matters because you did not fall, you adapted. The shadow work gives you permission to bring yourself home. For many, especially HSP and empaths, this includes strong emotions, boundaries, anger, ambition, sensuality, or even needs. This matters because sensitivity often hid your gifts so you could belong, and now we reveal them at a pace your body can trust. Research on sensory processing sensitivity, the HSP trait, suggests roughly 15 to 20% of people are highly sensitive, an inborn temperament involving deeper processing and greater sensitivity to subtleties. It's not a disorder, it's a legitimate trait. Over time, repression plus stress equals triggers, inner conflicts, and repeating patterns. This matters because patterns are not proof you are broken, they are breadcrumbs pointing to what needs breath and kindness. So what are the signs you're meeting your shadows, expressing your shadow in everyday life? Overreactions to small things, disproportionate anger or shame. This matters because the size of the feeling often shows the size of the energy underneath it. Strong judgments of others, what you hate may mirror what you hide. This matters because a trigger can be a teacher, not an enemy. Repeating roles in relationships, you may take on the role of rescuer, critic, or even people pleaser. This matters because those roles once kept you safe, and now they can become choices instead of chains. Dream figures like baddies in your dreams or recurring negative images. This matters because your psyche often knocks at night when it cannot reach you by day. In Jungian work, dreams are considered meaningful communications from the unconscious. You don't need to decode symbols perfectly. Simply noticing patterns with kindness is enough to begin. So what are the body signs? Tight jaw, chest pressure, gut churn when a certain topic appears. This matters because the body is your fastest truth teller and sensation is the doorway in. When working on the shadow, always think safety first. These are trauma-informed ground rules. Work inside your own window of tolerance. Small doses and frequent regulation. Get a daily practice going for yourself. This matters because safety is what makes healing stick. The window of tolerance is the zone where you can feel and think at once. Step out of it and you'll swing into overwhelm or shutdown. So gently pace and return to regulation when needed. Pair inner exploration with somatic anchors, deep rhythmic breathing, tapping and grounding. I've found my Korean style Qigong practice actually ticks all these boxes. Breathing like this tells your vagus nerve to stand down, which lets your body feel safe and allows your mind to tell the truth. Moving your body helps you metabolize stress chemistry so the charge can complete and release. Grounding your feet helps you stop time traveling to old scenes and brings you back into the present. Brief paced breathing practices, including box-style patterns, have been shown to reduce negative effect and support autonomic balance, with HRV often used as an index of vagal regulation. Gentle mind-body practices like Qigong, Tai Chi show promise for stress and anxiety reduction. Effects vary by study. If you have a trauma history or feel flooded, involve a trained coach or therapist. Unpaced exposure can re-traumatize. Make sure you go at your own pace and have a compassionate guide to help you through this work. Someone who is trauma informed and really understands what you're going through. This matters because skilled support widens your window and you do not have to carry this alone. Do slow down, breathe, journal 10 to 15 minutes and pause if you are overwhelmed. Don't force catharsis, go on all night digging, self-attack or isolate. This matters because we are aiming for integration, not injury, and steady progress beats dramatic collapse. Here's a gentle 5-step starter practice, about 5 to 7 minutes total. Let's pause and breathe, name what is there, map the story, find the need and value yourself, and then take a tiny integration. First, let's pause and breathe for about 1 minute. Try 4-4-4-4 box breathing. Inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4 and hold for 4 rounds. Breathing like this sends a safety signal through your whole system, and safety unlocks honesty. Okay, let's do this together now, right now. So take a long, slow, deep breath out. Sighing releases stress naturally out of the body. So breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. Take a long, slow, deep breath into your lower abdomen. Fill it up like a balloon. Fill up your upper chest. And then breathing out through your teeth. So stay in this place. So name what's here now. When you get to do this for yourself, take about 1 to 2 minutes. Scan your body. Say, I notice tightness in my chest if it's your chest, or I feel anger when X happens. Really think about that. Really scan your body and feel where the issues are. Putting words to a feeling helps you contain the swirl, and naming it helps you tame it. The next part is map the story. Take another 1 to 2 minutes on this. Ask, where do I see this part of me in others? And what do I accuse them of? Take a projection check and be honest with yourself, completely honest. Show self-compassion and self-love at this stage. Owning your story helps the story stop owning you, and honesty becomes easier when you're kind. The next step is find the need, the value. Take another 1 to 2 minutes. Ask, if this part had a gift, what would it protect or provide? Safety is dignity or rest. Ask, what am I learning from this? What is this showing me? Seeing the need helps the symptoms soften, because every reaction is guarding something that matters to you. Use tiny integration. Choose one small behaviour that honours the need, a boundary sentence, a 2-minute break, or a kind no. Taking a small action teaches your body a new ending to an old story, and that is how change becomes real. Keep these sessions brief and repeatable as you set them. Short-paced practices tend to wire safety more reliably than intense marathon sessions. As promised, let's look at some journaling prompts. Evidence informed. This is you building your own evidence of progress. Expressive writing, short structured sessions, has mixed but notable evidence for easing distress and improving markers of well-being. Keep it brief, regular and reflective. This matters because the page can hold what your nervous system cannot keep holding, and once you can see it, you can choose your response. Meta-analysis and reviews over the years generally find small overall benefits across psychological and health outcomes when writing is done in brief, structured bouts over several days. Try to 10-15 minutes, 3 to 4 days this week. Use these prompts to let reflective psychology put light into your shadow. First one is, the trait I judged most in others is your answer. Write it down there. Where might that live in me? Think about that. A time I felt too much was your answer. What did I need that I did not ask for? If my anger or sadness had a positive job, it would be your answer. When I'm triggered, my body says, your answer again. Write down your sensations. One kind boundary I can practice this week is, write it down, it's your answer. And here's something to take note of for empaths and HSPs. Extra care for your nervous system. pre-regulate, then explore what feelings and emotions come up. Use breath, qigong, shaking or tapping, and even feet grounding. This matters because your sensitivity is a high fidelity instrument and you will play it better when you tune in first. That sensitivity aligns with research on sensory processing sensitivity, deeper processing and stronger reactivity to subtleties. So pre-regulation helps you work with your trait, not against it. Time, box shadow sessions and reorientate afterwards by looking around and naming 5 calm details. My palm is still. Anything. There's a picture on the wall. Look at that beautiful window and the view out of it. Anything in your vicinity is good. This matters because your system needs a clear signal that the work is finished for now. Favour gentle language, say a protective part of me rather than my bad side. This matters because compassion keeps the door open while criticism slams it shut. Build recovery rituals such as a warm drink, soft music or a brief walk. This matters because rituals teach your body that healing is safe, repeatable and under your control. Now let's look at the common pitfalls to shadow work. Spiritual bypassing, using positivity to avoid feelings. This matters because light without shadow becomes glare and true integration needs both. Spiritual bypassing was coined by psychologist John Welwood. Watch for it kindly and return to your embodied honesty when you notice it. Overdigging, chasing catharsis without stabilizing, which puts you at risk of overwhelm. There's no rush. This matters because slow is smoother and easier on your system, and steadiness builds trust. Heroic soloing, doing everything alone when coaching, therapy or group support would help. This matters because being witnessed helps shame dissolve and you do not have to hide to heal. Let's look at a brief summary of what shadow work is then. Shadow equals disown parts. The goal is integration, not elimination. Work slowly and safely. Pair insight with somatic regulation. Qigong is excellent for this. Use brief journaling and tiny behavioural experiments and write things down so you can remember your experiences clearly. Sensitivity is a superpower when it is paced and grounded, even if it is felt like a burden in the past. Now let's look at the quick myths versus reality. Myth: shadow work gets rid of bad parts. No. Reality: it integrates disowned parts so you have choice instead of compulsion. Myth: if I'm sensitive, I'll be overwhelmed. No, the reality is, with pacing and regulation, sensitivity becomes a strength for insight and empathy. So click the link below in the description if you want to speak to me about shadow work and how I help people through this transformative process using the 5-step dream method. This is a 5-step program that I use to heal my shadow side, which used to be extremely reactionary or very reclusive. There is a short form to complete. You can pick a time for the call that suits you. We'll map your next gentle steps together. Click the link in the description to book your call. I look forward to connecting with you again very soon. Till then, be well and keep shining.